Rent prices are collapsing across America, and landlords are panicking like never before. From New York City to Boise, Idaho, cities that once boomed with bidding wars are now littered with empty apartments, desperate incentives, and vanishing tenants. Austin's rise was meteoric. Between 2020 and 2023, tech migrants, remote workers, and booming startups transformed the city into the crown jewel of the Sun Belt. Downtown high-rises pierced the skyline, luxury condos flaunted rooftop pools, and landlords raised rent with near certainty that they'd be paid. But 2025 has rewritten the story. Average rent is down 14%, vacancies are climbing, and desperate incentives, 3 months free, waived deposits, even concert tickets are flooding listings. Layoffs at Meta, Oracle, and Tesla gutted the high-income renter base. Empty pools glint under the sun. For-lease signs populate streets, and landlords scramble to fill units while tenants finally call the shots. Austin's rapid rise just turned into its steepest fall yet. And as Austin falters, another Sunbelt city now faces its own rental collapse. Miami's boom was blinding. We're talking pandemic migration, crypto wealth, and foreign investors literally turning the city into a playground for the ultra-wealthy. Ocean View condos and the luxury towers saw a boom as rent climbed over 60% in less than 2 years. But in 2025, things cooled down significantly. Average rent's down 11%, vacancies are surging, and landlords are offering free months, waived deposits, and other desperate incentives. Insurance premiums and skyrocketing homeowners association fees kinda dragged a lot of buildings underwater. Airbnb owners are abandoning the market as tourism softens, while investors quietly exit. Empty infinity pools and vacant condos now define the skyline, a stark contrast to the city's glittering past. Miami's glittering skyline hides a market in freefall. Miami's housing collapse shows even the sunniest markets can't escape sudden economic reversal. Phoenix's Sunbelt boom seemed to be on a roll. Families from California and the Midwest started pouring in, resulting in massive suburban growth across Chandler, Mesa, and Glendale. Developers took initiative and built thousands of units in hopes of endless demand. But 2025 had something else in store for them. A total of 30,000 new apartments absolutely flooded the market. The average rent plunged as much as 12%. Landlords have been forced to offer free months, move-in bonuses, and even fully furnished units to attract tenants. The ever-rising insurance and maintenance costs cut profits down as corporate expansion slowed more than expected. This left fewer renters than originally anticipated. Empty suburban complexes lined streets, apartment available banners flutter in the wind, and once bustling neighborhoods feel abandoned. The desert city built for millions now serves thousands fewer. Phoenix's empty streets foreshadow challenges spreading across the next booming Texan metropolis. Dallas once thrived on corporate relocations and young professionals in general. That allowed developers to come in with luxury units, confident that demand would keep climbing. But something has shaken that belief. Rent in Uptown, Plano, and Frisco are down 10% as Class A vacancies hit their highest level in the past decade. Landlords have started to offer rent credits, free utilities, and covered parking. Sky-high taxes and interest rates compound the problem, leaving investors feeling exposed. Empty luxury condos now haunt the skyline, and signage advertising very desperate rent specials appears across neighborhoods. The glittering city facade now seems to hide a market in distress. Dallas's overconfidence proves contagious, setting the stage for Boise's unexpected reckoning. Boise was the pandemic's golden child. Remote workers fleeing California and the West Coast drove demand, sending rents soaring and home prices doubling. Watching the oncoming influx, developers rushed to build high-end apartments right before the harsh reality hit. Rent here has dropped as much as 13%. Vacancy rates climbed so rapidly that they caused construction projects to sit unfinished. Locals and essential workers who were once priced out now watch luxury units turn into a ghost town. Quiet streets and idle cranes mark the skyline, a stark contrast to the city's recent frenzy. Coffee shops and boutiques reduce hours or just end up closing entirely. Boise's escape from the city dream is colliding with reality. Meanwhile, Atlanta's promise attracted thousands, from booming jobs to affordable housing. Between 2021 and 2024, developers poured over 50,000 new units into Midtown, Sandy Springs, and surrounding suburbs. For a while, it seemed unstoppable, but 2025 revealed the cracks. Rent is down 9%, landlords are offering triple incentives, and wage stagnation plus student loans has been squeezing tenants harder than ever. Suburban markets in Cobb, Gwinnett, and Henry counties have softened, with single-family rentals sitting vacant. Half-empty high-rises and closed retail spaces now dot the landscape. Developers and landlords are scrambling to adjust, realizing the market they bet on may no longer exist. Even the South's most promising city isn't immune to oversupply. Beyond Atlanta, Las Vegas faces a housing gamble gone catastrophically wrong. Las Vegas thrived on high stakes, and for years investors assumed the good times would roll endlessly. Pandemic migration and California exodus fueled a housing boom. Short-term rentals surged, new complexes rose, and the Strip glittered with opportunity. But 2025 has cooled the dice. Rent is down nearly 10%, vacancies have doubled, and thousands of Airbnbs now compete in the long-term rental market. Empty apartment complexes stand silent in Henderson and Summerlin, while landlords scramble with incentives just to fill units. The neon lights still shine, but the city's economic heartbeat falters. Supply has outpaced demand, leaving once lucrative investments struggling. In the city of chance, the odds have finally turned against landlords. And while Vegas reels, Seattle confronts its own relentless collapse. Seattle's skyline once symbolized unstoppable growth. Amazon, Microsoft, and tech startups poured money into high-rises, cranes dotted the horizon, and rent surged as waiting lists filled instantly. But reckoning hit here too. Average rent is down by 10%, massive layoffs have driven out the real high-income tenants. Like everywhere else, landlords are forced to offer cash bonuses and flexible leases to fill apartments. Even suburbs like Redmond and Bellevue feel the pressure as vacancies climb and incentives creep into what were once secure neighborhoods. Half-empty towers reflect a city in quiet tension, and downtown storefronts sit shuttered. The tech-fueled dream of prosperity is faltering under reality's weight. As Seattle's tech bubble bursts, San Francisco's historic rental empire begins to crack. San Francisco was once untouchable. The once renowned innovation hub kept rent sky high and all of its luxury towers filled with tech elites. Now rent is down a staggering 15%, and sadly the tech exodus shows no signs of slowing. Downtown streets are scarily empty, with high-rises standing vacant and boutiques and restaurants starving for walk-ins. And even the city's cultural heartbeat feels muted, mainly because professionals are choosing to migrate to cheaper and more spacious cities. Luxury units now reflect overconfidence and market fragility. The economic and social impact is visible across neighborhoods, revealing cracks beneath the city's gleaming surface. But San Francisco's not the only place suffering. New York City, long considered untouchable, also faces its toughest rental test. Manhattan rent is down 12%, while Brooklyn and Queens see declines of up to 15%. Corporate layoffs, global instability, and remote work have practically hollowed out the city's renter base. Luxury buildings along Billionaires Row are repriced. Landlords scramble with incentives, and refinancing pressures squeeze smaller property owners. Streets that once buzzed with commuters and tourists now show half-empty sidewalks, while mid-market apartments linger on listings. Tenants regain leverage, negotiating lower rent and more flexible terms. The city's cultural pace remains, but affordability constraints are reshaping who can live there and how. The empire of rent is finally facing a reality even New Yorkers can't ignore. But if renters now hold the power, how will America's cities adapt to this new housing reality? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.